How many of you know that all things happen all the time? I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do for a living. All things happen all the time. Sometimes it's good things. Sometimes it's great things. But sometimes it's bad things. But all things happen all the time. In our particular passage today, Paul is sharing some information while some bad things is going on. You need to understand that Paul right here is talking to the Gentilic Christians, Christians who are also Gentiles. And he was helping them to understand that just because they have accepted the faith, it does not mean life is peaches and cream. As a matter of fact, he was helping them understand that not only are you going to be persecuted and questioned outside, but you're going to be questioned and persecuted on the inside by your Jewish brothers and sisters who have accepted the faith. They're going to look at you like you were different. They're going to look at you like you're strange. They're going to call you low. They're going to tell you the uninitiated. They're going to say that you are really not believers of Christ. Paul was helping them to understand that being a Christian doesn't mean that everything is so great. As a matter of fact, he was letting them know that sometimes when you accept the faith, all hell breaks loose in your life. Now I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that because when I was growing up, I was told that a true Christian's life was always perfect. That when you were truly a Christian, when you was praying 7 times a day, when you knew the Bible backwards and forwards, that everything in your life was going to be good. And so when I read this particular passage, it helped me because there were times in my life where I would lie and deceive and pretend because I didn't want anybody to know that I wasn't really a Christian. I thought when I was having trouble in my life, that meant that I wasn't following God. And so as a result, I became this facade. I started to pretend all the time. And anytime I would run into somebody, I would act like it was all good. I remember living in Atlanta. I would be walking in the street, and as soon as I saw somebody who recognized me, had my mask on, baby. Keith, that's you? Yeah, that's me. How you doing? Oh, man, it's all good. It was my all good mask. House caught on fire. It's all good. Took my car, my little old Hyundai. It's all good. Woman walked out on me. It's all good. Almost failed out of school. Didn't know what I was going to do with my life. It's all good no matter what was going on in my life. As soon as I saw somebody I knew, is that Charles coming? Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's up, man? It's all good. Huh? Oh, Pastor Juanita. It's all good. It's all good. 24 hours, 7 days a week, I wore the it's all good. I got so good at hiding who I really was to everybody else that I began to even be able to hide who I was to myself. How do you pray for yourself when you don't even know who you are? After a while, I began to front and hide so much and so long that eventually I couldn't even wear the mask anymore. It was too hard and too heavy. And that's when people started saying things like, man, PK, you tired all the time. PK, you mean you got to take another sick day? PK, you look like you're gaining too much weight. PK, why don't you want to go home at night? You're working all the time. What do you do when the mask becomes too heavy? You know, as I look out into the congregation, I'm seeing some familiar masks right now. Somebody up in here is wearing the it's all good mask right now. Or how about the I could take anything, I'm hard. Nothing affects me mask. Or how about everything is so lovely. I'm on top of the world, no job, no benefits, no nothing, no food in the fridge. But yo, I'm living my life. I'm free. Mask. Or how about the, well, at least I ain't as bad as they are. Mask. What do you do? Or what will you do when the mask gets too heavy to wear? I have some good news for somebody today. You can hide all you want from me, your friends, and your family, but there is one person you will never be able to hide from. I need to put some Bible right there. The 139th division of the book of Psalms says, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Brian Wilson would say, you can run, you can run, you can run, you can run, but there's no hiding place. God is definitely going to find you. Let's go on, let's go on, let's go on. Paul says, in all things, God works. I got to stop right there. The Greek word for work is edagon. And edagon means two things. The first thing it means is to be on the job. Paul is saying to us that God is on the job working for our good. Okay, y'all didn't get that over here. Let me try that again. Paul is saying tomorrow morning when God gets up, he's going to walk into a building with the sign that says the good. And when he punches in all day long, he's going to be working for our benefit and for his glory. Okay. I'm going to try this again. See, the reason why you don't get excited when we talk about God's work is because you think I'm talking about you and I. You know, if it was you and I, it'd be a whole different story. Sometimes we'd call in late. Sometimes we'd call in sick. We would take 2 weeks vacation. If it was us on the job, we would take 2.5 hours lunch break, and then we would complain about how we weren't getting enough pay or it wasn't enough benefits. But I'm not talking about you and I going to work, baby. I'm talking about the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. I'm talking about the great I am. I'm talking about the master of the universe. And the master of the universe never calls in late. Our God doesn't sleep or slumber. He doesn't have to call in sick. 24 hours, 7 days a week. God is at work for you and I. That means it don't matter what's going on in my life, baby. God is still at work. I could be sick in my bed, but God is still at work. I could have no job, but God is still at work. My relationship can be over, but God is still at work. It don't matter what's going on. God is still at work. The second definition, I love it, means to occupy. And Webster's Encyclopedia Dictionary defines occupy as having possession or taking control. Paul is saying when God is at work, God is in complete control of every situation, every circumstance that is going on in your life. Do you understand how many times we give other people power and control over our lives? Why do we give people who don't even ask for our power all of our power? Somebody says your hair doesn't look good. What do? You go and change your hair up. Somebody says they don't like the way those clothes look on you. What do? You throw the clothes away. Somebody says they don't like those plans and those visions that you say you have for your life. So what do? You change your plans and you change your visions for your life. Instead of going to the one who gave you the plans, instead of going to the one who gave you the body, instead of the one who gave you the resources, you give all your power and all your control to somebody else. I know this word is tight, but it's right. We constantly give control to somebody else. They having a bad day, now all of a sudden I'm having a bad day.